Fantasy football is my religion.
Smile!
It's the love, Brad.
But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
All I see are lies and collusion. This whole season is nuts.
Giddy on up, giddy on out.
One-on-one, I'm undefeated, never lost.
Hello, fellas. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy Gravy, your official podcast of the Kappa Sigma Alumni Fantasy Football League. Hosted by me, your 2014 Bunny Champion, and your Week 7 victor, Stu. How you doing this week, Stu?
I'm doing great, Guy. I'm excited to have that monkey off my back. Feels really, really good to have a win finally after that 4-game losing streak. Really excited for it. So, today we've got a really good episode for you guys. We are having to re-record because of some audio issues, but it is going to be a great episode. So first up, we've got our fantasy juggernauts. What have we got here, Brad?
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
Fantasy Juggernaut, Stu. Guess what? We only had 2. With bye weeks and other teams just not scoring very many fantasy points, we only had 2 that were able to pull out the 130 points plus a win. Lovick, you were the top dog this week with 139.86 points. Your MVP, Aaron freaking Rodgers, with 57 points. I think Matt said he wasn't worried about Aaron Rodgers when you picked him up. We were all wrong, but you were right. You can take that victory lap all week long. Number 2 fantasy juggernaut, Sam, with 130.44 is MVP. Of course, Jacoby Brissett, or as I say, Jacoby Brisket, 38.64 points because Mr. Brisket smoked the competition and got Sam a much-needed win to keep up with me in the division. So, yeah, that's it. Only 2 fancy juggernauts this week, Stu. What you think?
Well, you know, it was a crazy week, low scoring for most teams. Been pretty nuts. I think both of these teams are new juggernauts. I know Lovick for sure is. I don't think Sam has made it to the juggernaut ranks this season. So congratulations to both of you. You guys had a great week. We'll see how that continues, and that'll probably talk about that more in the predictions coming up. Right now, I think we've got some injuries.
Yeah, Stu, injuries were ran rampant even during the bye weeks with Matt Ryan, high ankle sprain. I mean, that just ruined Rod's week. He didn't have a chance after that. Similar to Patrick Mahomes' injury, not the knee, the ankle. But Matt Ryan's expected to play this Sunday.
That's nuts. That's absolutely bonkers. I don't understand what they're thinking. I understand like it's similar to the Patrick Mahomes week 1 injury, and he can potentially play for it, but they're out of the hunt, man. They're already selling off pieces, and it's only in the middle of the year for them, or it's not even that yet. So I guess this would be close. I mean, it's like 2 games out of the middle of the season. So yeah, I don't know why you would do that to your franchise quarterback. It's pretty crazy. Next up, we have Patrick Mahomes. I know this is a big blow to Lovick. You know, a lot of us are showing a 3 to 6 week out for them, which means he doesn't come back until after the bye. But then I've heard rumors of him coming back this week, and possibly playing this Sunday. So I mean, he might be Superman, but geez almighty, like even Superman died once.
Yeah, and sorry about that if y'all heard the alarm system here at the Lucas Manor. Amazon package got dropped off at the front door, and the alarm system still works. So yeah, so y'all got to witness that. But I agree with you 100% on Patrick Mahomes. It just, I don't know. I'm just having visions of RG3 if he goes back out there. That's all I see is him out there with the brace, takes one misstep on a bad snap, and then his whole career is over with. Because I'm sorry, Patrick Mahomes is not the same if he's stuck in the pocket.
Nope.
He's just not. Now, can he be just as effective? Can he be really effective? Yes. Max potential? No. So, yeah, if I was them, I would just have Patrick Mahomes do the surgery and shut it down. That's just me personally. And then Kerryon Johnson, Stu, right knee injury, placed on the IR. I'm guessing Adam puts him in his IR spot in hopes that he comes back by the end of the season. They didn't pick up any running backs. They didn't trade for any. Oh, I'm sorry, no, they signed a running back to the 53-man roster, some scrub. But now they got 4, so they ain't going to trade for anybody. But so Ty Johnson is going to take over the running back duties. They're saying that Jerick McKissick is probably going to also be sprinkled in there, and it's going to be more of a timeshare than it is one guy carrying the load.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. Sucks for them that he hasn't been crazy good. So Ty Johnson, we will talk about him here later. But he hadn't been crazy. Kerryon, it sucks to see him go because you expected a lot from him this year, and he hasn't really gotten off to a great start. Next up, we have Adrian Peterson, has 2 different ankle sprains, and somehow is saying he's playing tonight.
I thought he'd be out. This man is the Terminator.
No, this man is in debt, is what's going on. The man can't afford to sit out.
I don't know what it is. This man is not human. Yeah, this man's not human. It's as simple as that. He's not human. He is an alien from Krypton, and that's the only thing that can explain this.
Well, he is old, and he is not going to do very well tonight against the Vikings defense, so good luck with that. Yeah, I mean, I know Adam picked him up, and if Adam plays him, oh my Lord, dear baby Jesus, like, what are you doing, man? But, you got to do, I guess, what you got to do. Next up, we also have Ito Smith out.
Yeah, concussion. He took a hard hit to the head. He was carted off, and then right after that, Devontae Freeman carted himself off after throwing a punch at Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's not the man you want to try to punch. That just seems really dumb all around.
Devontae Freeman was just picked up. He was just Aaron Donald was like, "What are you doing?"
Hello, little baby man. I'm gonna put you over my shoulder and spank you now. Yeah, wasn't even close. Yeah. Don't know what was going on there. It was dumb all around. So Freeman should have a better week if he's not suspended. And right now we haven't heard anything at this point. So if they were going to do it, they wouldn't be letting him practice this week. So I think, he got ejected long enough in the game that they're going to count that as his suspension, probably fine him still. And that's going to be that. Next up, my guy, Adam Thielen. Hamstring, was nice enough to T.Y. Hilton me and do it while getting hurt, while getting me a touchdown for the week. Glad to see that he has officially been ruled out for tonight's game. Would love to see his points, but I don't think he would be really producing. He would be more of a decoy. So, I'm okay with it.
Expect another big Diggs game.
Yes, very much so. Dixon is going to be very excited and be very profitable for this absence. Next up, we've got your guy, Will Fuller.
Man.
Yeah.
1 catch for 6 yards. Got hurt. He's out for several weeks, too, because he apparently it's a pretty bad hamstring strain. I mean, it's good for me as a DeAndre Hopkins owner. As a Texans fan, I don't like it. Just hoping Kenny Stills, who's had his own hammy issues this year, can step up and stay healthy. Kiki Kuti's underneath. He's been injury prone. So it looks like it might just turn into the Deshaun Watson Hopkins show rest of the season.
Well, I'm hoping that they can share it to the tight end because I picked him up this morning.
He will definitely get some targets with. Did you pick up Akins?
I did.
Okay, I was like, yeah, if you want to pick up Akins, not Fells. That's the play.
Actually, I don't know which one I picked
So,
up.
yeah.
Give me just a second. I really don't know. I will tell you in just a minute, but we'll go on. Right now we have Delaney Walker is also on IR, not on IR, but on the injury report. Week to week, the man needs a walker at this point. He's did not practice. Questionable with an ankle injury. Yeah, he's just having a rough year. He's old. He's going to continue to have these veteran days, and he may get back out there in a week or so, but I don't know that he's super fantasy relevant.
This week's a good matchup. Titans are playing defense. It's not very good against the tight end. So Janu Smith, the backup tight end for Tennessee. I mean, if somebody's really, really desperate, it's better than some other people out there. So just throwing that out there. Because I think Adam is the one with Delaney Walker. Yeah, they're playing Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay's not good against the tight end. And you know what? Of course they're not good against the tight end because their head coach is Bruce Arians, who used to coach at Arizona. And during his tenure there, Arizona was like the worst against the tight end.
They still currently are. They're 32nd in the league against tight end. Still,
Bruce Arians trying to bring that magic over to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, you picked up Fells, not Akins.
I did. I'm okay. With
it's
that.
a coin flip.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
It's a coin flip between them.
It's a coin.
Yeah.
I mean, I had another guy, so it was a coin flip all around. There's no real great tight ends out there.
With probably both get a touchdown. Josh Gordon placed on the IR, knee bruises considered to be minor. Patriots are expected to waive Josh Gordon off the IR once he's cleared, according to Ian Rappaport of the NFL. But here's the kicker. I know it gets on podcasts. They're like, he can sign with any team. He can sign with any team if he's waived off the IR before Tuesday's trade deadline. If it's afterwards, guess what? Josh Gordon will actually be subject to waivers. So the first team right now that have dibs on him in his contract would be Miami, and the next team would be Cincinnati. And I'm just saying, could you imagine if Miami passed because, they're tanking, and Cincinnati, for some weird reason, was like, we'll take them. And all of a sudden, Andy Dalton has a wide receiver core of Tyler Boyd, Josh Gordon, AJ Green for the rest of the season. Well, potentially, Andy Dalton could be a league winner.
Well, and then imagine, add John Ross in there for 4 wide receiver sets.
He comes back. Oh yeah,
just good. Yeah, Lord.
And Auden Tate's been pretty good, and I'm saying that would be pretty dang funny. And Andy Dalton's out there in waivers. I'm pretty sure Lovick dropped him. So keep an eye on that, because if Josh Gordon isn't waived until after Tuesday, he can't sign with just anybody. He has to go through waivers first, and his contract is cheap. So you got to think somebody is gonna take the risk.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I don't see this going his way. I don't see him liking the team he goes to. Miami's not going to do it. They're tanking right now. They're not going to waste their waiver priority on him. I don't see it happening.
And as far as the waiver priority goes, people go, well, how do they determine that? After the third week of the regular season, because I had to look this up. After the third week of the regular season, the waiver priority, it reverts to reflect current NFL standings in reverse order. So basically, whatever the draft would be at that moment, in reverse. I think before then, it's like draft order from the previous year. So yeah, right now, Miami is sitting there going, we can have Josh Gordon on our team. Wouldn't it be funny to see a Josh Gordon Patriots revenge game? Because Ryan Fitzpatrick just slings it.
Yeah,
that would be pretty dang fun.
That would be crazy. All right, guys. Well, don't forget we have bye weeks. It's Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens. Not really affecting a whole lot of teams. It's mainly me and Mo. We have Zeke, Cooper, Gallup, Dak, and Witten for the Dallas Cowboys. And for the Baltimore Ravens, we have Lamar Jackson, Ingram, and Tucker, and Andrews. So really, it's a handful of teams. Very few people are really being affected by this, but it should make mine and Mo's matchup very interesting.
Primarily affects you and Mo.
Yep.
Mostly Mo.
Mostly Mo.
Yeah, mostly Mo. This bye week was primarily designed to screw Mo over. Mo, I survived my bye week hell last week. Got a W. We'll see if you could do the same.
He's got a shot.
I know we just did injuries, but we just had an update. O.J. Howard has a hammy issue, and he's been ruled out for this week. So Cameron Brate is going to get all the tight end work. He could be a nice little play this week.
Yeah, I know there's a Josh Jacobs also.
3 months ago, rolled out.
Yeah, this is true. Josh Jacobs is also.
Sorry. He had been ruled out officially. I'm sorry. If he's out, Cameron Brate would be a good play.
Yes.
But O.J. Howard was another did not practice today. So never mind. Don't go out running and picking up Cameron Brate, people. I'm sorry. Make sure that O.J. Howard's out before you do that.
Well, I'm having to worry about my own injuries. I know Josh Jacobs showed up on the injury report a couple of times this week already. I'm hoping he plays. He is a big part of my Mo victory. So, all right, Brad, we're going to go ahead and move on to Dynasty. What do we have for our Week 7 recap?
Okay, Dynasty, your Week 7 results. I was able to beat Dixon and have the highest score of the week. Pat myself on the back. Stu, you beat Puva, and Rod beat Adam. Matt beat B-Dub. So right now, I am 5-2. You're 5-2, and Matt is 5-2. Adam and Rod are both 4-3, and Dixon is 3-4. Adam, you are leading Division 1 over Rod due to points scored, 915 to 843. I'm leading Division 2 despite 3 teams, myself, Matt, and Stu, all at 5-2. I have 969 points. Stu with 923, Shep with 893. I think all of us are going to make them the playoffs. Yeah, Raiden. And then Week 8, I have a 76% chance to beat Matt. Adam has a 60% chance to beat Stu. Dix has a 72% chance to beat B-Dub. And Rod has a 97% chance to beat Puva. Rod is kicking some butt in Dynasty. So, yeah, that's what we're looking at as far as Dynasty goes.
Well, there's been a couple of changes since we wrote those statistics down. I actually set my lineup for the week, and I have a feeling Puva's probably similar. There's a couple of guys probably in a similar way. I'm actually predicted to beat Rod by 77% now.
Oh, I thought you were playing Adam.
I'm predicted to beat Adam by 77%.
You're just projected to beat both. You're playing 2 people at once this week, aren't you?
I'm projected at 135 points. Adam is projected at 116. But right now, Rod is projected to beat Puva 99% right now. So
you heard it here first. Stu trying to get a fantasy 3-way.
You know it. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our league consensus rankings, and they have even updated since yesterday when we originally recorded. So this is the latest and greatest when it comes to what the league feels like our rankings should be. At number 12, we've got Rod. What do you think? What do you think about that?
Not surprised. He's done a lot of trading. He's doing a lot of stuff. I think he's a little bit more trade happy this season, with it being his what's the word I'm looking for? Final season. You do your victory lap.
Yeah, your bon voyage.
Yeah. So he's a little free willy with his trades. He's trading for certain players he knows he wants because they're his favorites, and but. Yeah, he doesn't have the worst record. I guess people just kind of look at the lineup and don't feel it's one that can be super competitive every week.
Yeah. I think this is based off more of what the team can do more than what the team currently is doing. The league has ranked me a lot higher in past weeks, and my record clearly doesn't display that. So, I think that's what a lot of it is. And so, it's all going to equal out, and these are probably going to get closer and closer every week.
All I know is I'm going to go pick up John Elway and Peyton Manning and waivers and make a trade of Rod. Maybe Demaryius Thomas, too. All the Broncos.
Yeah.
Or Terrell Davis is out there.
Well, I think he's probably looking to get rid of Emmanuel Sanders because he's no longer a Bronco.
That's true. He and John Elway spoke ill of Emmanuel Sanders' attitude. So John Elway's like Jesus over there. Okay, number 11, we got Day, double tight end himself. And those double tight ends aren't producing like he would hope. If they would have produced like last year, Stu, he'd been fine. His record would be much better. He'd be in the playoffs. But Kelsey's not – he's been okay. But Ertz is like not even top 10, I don't think. So, I mean, that just got to hurt. So, wasted a lot – you had to waste really high draft capital to get him. Day is like on his own trade embargo with the league. You can offer a trade, wait 48 hours, 72 hours, and you'll get told no. So
that's not true. You just have to
work when you wait that long.
That's not quite true. He just wants to win by a significant margin. So if you're willing to overpay for players, he's more than willing to trade you players. That is the latest update that I've received.
Oh, well, I tried that. I tried to get Ertz and Alfred and Waller, but he may not know who Waller is, though. So that makes sense.
That is a big deal. Yes.
Yeah. So now, right now, I'm not going to make that offer.
No, you're not at all.
Walrus.
Yes, you are. Yes, he's a really good player. So next up, we've got Matt. Matt, I think actually this is one spot up for you this week. From your bottom two position you have been in. So, I think your team is better than what this is reflecting right now. You've got chance for wins over some of the guys that are higher on this list right now. So, we'll see. I think your name's going to continue to rise and come to about that middle point, hopefully shooting for purgatory. And then after that,
and then go
ahead.
We got Lovick. Lovick comes in at number 9, and Lovick, he got his second win. He's on a winning streak, Stu.
He is. He is very much on a winning streak. And spoilers, he may go for the three-peat. We'll talk about that in predictions.
You know what? You might get it. We'll talk about that later. He's going to go for the rare three-peat, from winless to a winning streak. That's pretty impressive. The Aaron Rodgers trade worked out really well for him. We'll talk about that later. But, yeah, I mean, Lovick, with the addition of Hunter Henry before, your team's looking really good.
All right, next up we've got Adam. So now this is one we really need to sit and talk about for just a minute. So you're ranked this high. You have the worst record in the league at 1-6. Which is so funny.
He's got the 5th highest point scored.
You do. You have the 5th highest points. But you've just had also the highest points of people going against you. So it's a little nuts that you're ranked this high. I guess if it's your team looks good, for some reason you can't win. People keep outscoring you. I understand that all too well myself. And I don't know that we're going to be able to predict you to win this week either. Spoilers.
I don't know if there's been a week that's gone by that Adam hasn't made a trade.
This is true.
Because I feel like after every loss, Adam makes a trade and completely overhauls his roster. And then the guys he gave away have a really, really good week the next week. And he still has a really decent week, but he doesn't have that top score he could have had that week.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of it. It just seems like he's having a rough matchup situations, his buys and other people's buys and other people's players that are just having favorable matchups seems to just be working out a little bit better than what he's getting. So, that's part of fantasy. So he is ranked this high, but his record doesn't show that. So hopefully the middle of the season here will help lead him to more working out to where we have him projected out here. But yeah, so next up we've got Vince at number 7. Yeah. So Vince, you've got a winning record. You're actually ahead of me right now as far as wins go, but you did have a loss this week, and I think some more are coming your way with your running back situation the way it is. I know you tried to pick up running back this week that may help you out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
We'll see, and we'll look at that, and we're going to argue between Vince and Matt in their matchup. The next we got number 6, CoPro. Great team. It's solid. CoPro, he's made some trades, and for the most part, there were trades that worked out pretty good for him. There's definitely one trade he desperately wants to make, and that is he wants to rip Aaron Rodgers from the grasp of Lubbock. He really, really wants some Aaron Rodgers on his team. But CoPro, with the whole Patrick Mahomes thing, I know you sent in a trade offer. I know I sent in a trade offer. I'm pretty sure he got trade offers from people that weren't even in the league trying to poach some of his players. He stood strong. He's probably making the right decision and just streaming quarterback for a few weeks. He's starting the Pittsburgh quarterback against Miami this week, so we'll see how that goes. But, Sony Michel gets all the 1-yard work. Dalvin Cook has been a beast. He's got wide receivers of Michael Thomas and Julian Edelman. He's got DJ Shark on his bench because he picked up Jamal Williams. He's got David Montgomery if they ever get him going. He's got Fitz if they ever get him going. He's got DJ Moore. He just has a really deep team, and he can just play matchups the rest of the way. And he's not going to be he's not going to be affected by bye weeks this year.
No, I agree. His team is really good. Even without Patrick Mahomes, it did lower him here in the league rankings. And I think that's just because the top teams seem to have such strong core teams players around them, and one of his core players went away. So it makes sense. It really does. So next up, we've got me. Finally got that win. Looks like it. CoPro getting hurt. My team solidifying and getting a running back backup superstar helped my team a little bit too. Hopefully, if I can beat Mo, that will also put my record a little closer to the rest of the top half of the league.
Dude, I have a question. How many Victory Mountain Dews have you had since Sunday?
I have lost count. I might have diabetes now.
Okay, so you're officially an addict. So we might have to have an intervention before Sunday.
I wouldn't call it an addict. I would call it trying to survive parenthood.
That makes sense. That makes sense. You gotta do what you gotta do. I just put mine to sleep on my shoulder while podcasting. So because he's been up since 3. So
Can confirm.
Stu, I like your team because your running back situation moving forward. Josh Jacobs, Chase Edmonds. Now that was a diamond in the rough.
It was.
And then you kind of have this guy named Saquon. Yeah, you kind of have this guy named Saquon Barkley. He's okay. So I think you're gonna be fine moving forward. You'll never have to worry about flex. Nope. You even got Melvin Gordon on your bench.
Yeah. So if his team can decide to have an offensive line this year, I've got a shot at him being a relevant running back again this year. If not, he'll go to free agency and he will get minimum veteran contract.
Here's the thing, though, Stu. I'm curious. What if? Because after this year, that's it. Melvin Gordon's not going to be the Chargers. He can sign with whatever team he wants. What if the Chargers go ahead and trade him and at least get something for him, and he goes to a team that he agrees to sign a long-term contract with, that they'll give him the contract he wants?
That would be great, but at this point, they don't seem like they're going to do that. The trade deadline is looming. No rumors or whisper in the bushes have occurred. But I would personally love that. I would be super excited about that. A late season change.
You would be ecstatic, and Mo
Mo would be
would.
just a
I don't
juggernaut
know. It
again.
might make Mo unbeatable.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it make
that's
him unbeatable again.
because Eckler's doing pretty well right now, even with Gordon back.
Enjoy those San Diego beaches. Take one for the team, Melvin. Okay, and Stu, after you at number 4, we got Sam. Sammy with an I, the jacket man himself. Yeah, I mean, he plays me this week. He won last week with a big game from Mr. Brisket, and he smoked the competition. And he had a really big game from Latavius Murray, which, you know what, guys, this is a lesson. This is a perfect lesson. And you know what? If you know for sure the handcuff for your guy in a high octane offense, just keep him on your bench. Otherwise, somebody else would have picked up Latavius Murray, outbidded Sam possibly, and then they would have had 30 points, and Sam would have lost this week. Copro, I know, is keeping Alexander Madison on his bench, and he's Dalvin Cook owner. That's smart. Mo the other day picked up Tony Pollard after me and him spoke. He's a Zeke owner. Smart. Go get your dang handcuffs, guys. Because you know what? In a situation like this, you get a win. And a one win is one step away from the dildo. So congrats, Sam. Great team. Chris Carson, his wide receivers with Keenan Allen and Cooper Kupp, it's good. Cooper Kupp's solid. Keenan Allen's going to have those boom or bust games. DK Metcalf, he plays a land, so he can have a pretty solid game. He goes as Russell Wilson goes, and Russell Wilson's been going. So yeah, and Sam picked up McKissick for free. So Vince spent 60 wab on Ty, and Sam just picked up on McKissick for free to see what happens. Yeah, so I like Sam. I like his draft. I like the moves he's made. Yeah. Well, what are you thinking, Stu?
No, I mean I like Sam's team. I tried to trade for Latavius Murray because I liked him on this team before Drew Brees got hurt. So I haven't really tried. Sam drafted Latavius Murray. Sam has held on to him, knowing that this is a big handcuff. And Latavius Murray had, before Drew Brees went down, had his own fantasy value in itself. So yeah, no, I mean, Sam's done the right thing. I like Sam's team. He is not trading pieces away because he has a good team. He does not seem to have any shot of repeating his losing run from previous years. So, he's got a shot at the playoffs just like the rest of these higher end teams here. So, yeah, big fan. Next up, we've got Dixon at number 3. Speaking of good teams, he did trade away Aaron Rodgers, but most of us would have. Clearly, all of us didn't see a 50 burger coming from Aaron Rodgers. He didn't either, and wanted to have another a running back for his bye with Joe Mixon. So yeah, I understand.
That was tilting during your bye weeks. Dixon, if you had lost that week, went to 4-3. And then he would have came back this week with full health with Aaron Rodgers because James Conner and is off his bye, and you have James Conner against Miami and Aaron Jones against KC. I like his team. He's got Josh Allen against Philadelphia, which is a terrible secondary. So I think he's starting John Brown as flex, which is good. He's got Julio, and Diggs should eat tonight. He's going to get another win, but losing his quarterback might hurt in the long run come playoff time. So we'll see if Dixon makes some moves and picks up maybe 1 or 2 quarterbacks with a really good playoff schedule. If you're going to, you might as well do it now. We kind of know what defenses are. Dixon, if I were you, I would try to swing a trade with Matt to go get Benny Snell. He's a clear-cut handcuff to James Conner. Jalen Samuels is hurt. He's going to be out for another 3 weeks. Even if he comes back, I don't know if he gets the job back. I think it's Benny Snell's at that point. Kind of like a Darrell Henderson, Malcolm Brown situation. So if I were you, I'd offer him something that's handcuff worthy and go get your handcuff. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at, Dixon. So great team. You're going to continue to win. I think you're going to make the playoffs, no issues, and that's about it. Who we got coming at number 2, Stu?
It's you, Brad. You're number 2. Mo's number 1. We don't have to pussyfoot around here. This is you two have been the juggernauts of the league this year. You guys have crazy good teams. Mo's finally got a shot at losing, but we will see how that really goes when it comes to bye weeks. But you
Yeah.
succeeded on your bye week and seem to be doing really well.
So right now, of all the matchups, the closest one percentage wise is you and Mo, 50% to 50%. So we'll get into that later with the matchups. But yeah, you're in Stu's matchup. I mean, you and Mo's matchup this week is very intriguing. I'll go ahead. I like number 2's fine. Maybe I can be top dog again next week if Mo loses. We'll see. But yeah, Mo's team's amazing. He's Bundy playoff bound, and he's really looking to get that first Bundy underneath his belt. And this year might be his best chance yet.
Yeah, I mean, you're both 6-1.
And
You're both going to the playoffs. There's nothing to worry about. You've got to get one win in what 5 weeks or something like that. We're in 8, so 2, 3, yeah, 5. You have 5 weeks to get 8 wins or 1 win. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you two are going to skate right in there without really too much issue. Bye weeks have really bothered you this week. Going to bother Mo a little bit this week, and after that, you two are just going to crush like you have been the rest of the season. So, all right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and look at our playoff and dildo bracket. And so, Brad, what do we got right now? As of right now,
well, your Bundy bracket, which is the one you want to be in, as far as buys go, yep, it's me and Mo. You're 1 and 2. Mo at 6-1. He's number 1 seed because he's gotten 964 points. I'm 6-1, but I'm the 2 seed because I only have 910 points. We're both looking to go over the 1,000-point mark already. In the playoff hunt, people who currently have playoff spots: Dixon at 5-2, Sam at 5-2, CoPro at 4-3, and Vince at 4-3. Vince with the lowest scoring though at 733 points. Sitting in purgatory, we have you, Stu, at 3-4 with 779 points, and we have Lovick at 2-5 with 719 points. I bring those up because Vince is only 1 game up on you and 2 up on Lovick, and there's a lot of season left. So, we'll see what happens there. I don't think the current Bundy bracket stays the same. Somebody's getting knocked out before it's all over with. I just have a feeling. So, Purgatory, you and Lovick, dildo bracket. Dave, Rod, and Matt, you're triplets. You're all 2-5. Adam, you're a lonely child. You're 1-6. So, that's your bracket for the that shall not be named.
Yep.
You guys right now are walking straight into Mordor. Please turn around because you do not want to go there. So hopefully you guys manage your teams a little bit better. And I know Matt and Adam have been trying like crazy. Just some bad luck with matchups, especially for Adam. We'll see what happens. Just because you're 2-5 doesn't mean you're not out of it. You can at least get to purgatory or heck, even a playoff spot. A lot of season left, so keep on grinding, guys.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to Collusion Corner, league upsets, and crazy trades. All right, so the Patriots trade for Mohamed Sanu. Bill Belichick has wanted this guy since the draft, has tried multiple years to try to get him. Not shocked about this at all. We foresaw the Josh Gordon thing kind of happening. Knew something was kind of going on there. You don't make this kind of trade without something happening to him. They traded away a 2nd-round pick for him. So if they win the Super Bowl, that is basically a 3rd-round pick for a very, very serviceable wide receiver.
Yeah, good with them, putting Josh Gordon IR. It's a good pickup. Sanu's really, really going to help out the Patriots. Yeah, I think it's a great pickup, and I'm kind of excited to see how he's used. I know N'Keal Harry is supposed to be available week 9. They're going to take him off the IR. He's more of the Josh Gordon prototype. So Mohamed Sanu worked a lot out slot in Atlanta. So I'm really wondering how this is going to work and how they're going to set it up. So yeah, I'm in wait and see mode for the next few weeks, just to see how they run the offense, because the Patriots change their offense every week depending on their opponent. So it'll be there's going to be great weeks, I think, for Sanu, and then there's going to be some snooze weeks for Sanu.
Yep. I mean, but Day's got to be excited here. The prospect of Tom Brady throwing to your throwing to your wide receiver compared to Matt Ryan right now in that offense. Yeah, I would be much more excited about the Patriots.
Personally, I think talent-wise in their career, with their arm ability, I'd choose Matt Ryan over Brady. But I think the problem with Sanu is you're also the target. There's so many there's not enough targets to go around in Atlanta with them. How much they were feeding Hooper this season, and you have Julio and you have Calvin Ridley. In New England, they're gonna have game plans specifically designed for you, versus where in Atlanta it was throw to who's open, and Matt Ryan, well, he's gonna throw more to Julio Jones. So yeah, it's a much better situation for him. But you know what? I think as far as talent-wise, yeah, I take Matt Ryan. But as far as offensive line and ability to protect, yeah, Tom Brady.
All right,
yeah, Sanu going to a much better situation.
Next up, we've got Emmanuel Sanders going to the 49ers. You know, I actually don't mind this at all either, because they don't really have a wide receiver one. That's what he's going to. This doesn't change a whole lot for Sutton, because Sutton was clearly the number one in Denver. So, you know, good for Sanders. I think it's going to work out well. Jimmy G finally has a wide receiver 1 to throw to. So, yeah, no, I think it's a good trade as well.
Yeah, I don't. Cortland Sutton's going to keep doing what he's doing. Keep an eye on Deshaun Hamilton, and you know, maybe Noah Fant. Maybe they throw a little bit more of the rookie tight end there, but I think Deshaun Hamilton at Denver, who's in his second year, I believe, is going to be the one who gets the most out of this. But yeah, great. It is a Sanders owner for Rod. I mean, I don't like it because he's not a Bronco anymore, but he's going to a much better quarterback, much better situation. Yeah, so it's a win for Emmanuel Sanders. It's a win for Rod. And then as far as fantasy trades, we had 3 go down recently. First one that happened. Well, actually, we had 4. So let's. Well, no, we spoke about Matt and George Kittle last week, so we'll go ahead and skip that. Mm-hmm. But that George Kittle trade prompted Lovick to trade Joe Mixon and Philip Rivers and Dixon for Aaron Rodgers. Everybody kind of giggled because Aaron Rodgers has not been Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers heard those giggles, and Aaron Rodgers showed us who's boss, and he showed Matt who's boss. Matt said he wasn't worried about Aaron Rodgers, and he has juju on his team, but he got some bad juju that week. So yeah, what do you think of that trade for between Lovick and Dixon?
Well, I mean, the funny thing is Lovick this morning picked back up Phillip Rivers, so it was literally Joe Mixon for Aaron Rodgers, which, you know, Joe Mixon has not been a very serviceable running back right now. So, you know, it seems not to be the greatest of trades as of right now, especially after the big explosion last week. We were like, are you like, this is dumb?
This is something This is something Dixon can survive.
Yes,
Green Bay is trying to look at. Yeah, Green Bay's, even with Devontae Adams coming back, Green Bay is in pursuing trying to add another receiver. Their team's more balanced. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have other great games ahead. Joe Mixon right now is just a hope and pray bye-week running back, just based on talent and name. His offensive line is horrendous. Cincinnati gets behind really easily because their defense is horrible. It's a pass team, and Joe Mixon is not really used in the receiving game. He did have a receiving touchdown, but the rarity of that is pretty rare. So
All right.
Lovick, you won that trade.
Yeah,
in
you did.
hindsight.
Next up, we have
because
Brad
I don't-
trading Daryl Henderson to Vince for Kareem Hunt. So you two just switched handcuffs. Nothing crazy there. You secured your running back situation a lot better. Nothing to really go crazy about.
I know the other podcast, bless them, was like, who cares? Me and Vince care.
Yeah, you do.
Me and Vince care because we just he locked up the Rams backfield and I locked up the Browns backfield. So yeah, pretty big important because that allowed that trade right there. Let me do the next trade, which is Adam trading me AJ Green and Calvin Ridley for Marlon Mack. Because now I have, I don't need Marlon Mack. I don't need that insurance.
No.
So now I can have Calvin Ridley and AJ.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I agree. Calvin Ridley, I think he's going to have a better year with less people to throw to. He was already having a pretty decent year as it was. So, I think that's an upgrade for him. AJ Green, he's supposed to be going on the airplane ride trip with them to London this week, so that's good. I still don't think he plays. Yeah, I don't think he plays at all. But again, I think he's waiting to get past the trade deadline. He doesn't want to be traded. He doesn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, Cincinnati is not going to play him and hurt him because they're still they say they're not trading him, but they're going to wait and see if they get an offer they can't refuse. If they get that, AJ Green's gone because they're saying there's no likelihood of him re-signing with Cincinnati. So Cincinnati's going to get a compensatory. They're going to get a compensatory. I can't say that word. They're going to get a third-round pick.
Yep.
If when AJ Green walks, they're looking to get a third more than that. So if they'll get more than that from somebody, then yeah, AJ Green's gone. They're just waiting for the right offer. For all we know, they've gotten several offers, and they're waiting for one team to up the other one. If he doesn't go, then yeah, he's going to play after the bye because AJ Green has to play.
Yep.
And I know people are saying he may not play all season. No, the man's going to play because he needs to prove he still has it to get the money he wants. And that's all there is to it. He's making sure he's 100% healthy. AJ Green and the Bengals have both played this situation wonderfully, and they've respected each other in this matter. And I think AJ Green comes back after the bye week, and that's when he plays. He's either playing with the Bengals or another team. We'll find out.
Completely agree. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our WAB Lotto. All right, so we have had some crazy WAB spending. Mo is at 75, Day is at 59, Rod is at 40, Sam is at 40, Copro is at 36, Dixon is at 32, I'm at 30. Oh, actually, I think Kaprovic is at 30 now as well, not 36 anymore. Matt is at 5, Brad is at 4, Vince is at 0, Adam's at 0, Lovick's at 0. Vince spent all of his WAB on Ty Johnson. David Johnson doesn't look like he's playing this week, doesn't look like he may be playing for a couple of weeks. He had to do what he had to do. Ty Johnson, that's a lot of money, especially because the next closest bid was $35. But with our waiver system, you don't know that when you're bidding. He really needed a guy, so he did what he had to do. Can't blame him, but now he has no money for 5 weeks or 8 weeks if you're in either bracket.
Yeah, when you blow a bunch of WAB, you didn't need to spend. To quote Sam, we've all been there. But yeah, that's your WAB report from Stu. And Stu, do you want to go ahead and let's move on to Laura Bell Bunny's big board of bets?
Yep. All right, let's move that way.
Giddy on up and giddy on out.
All right, we've got the matchup water bet between Lovick and Matt, Diggs and Adam Thielen. Lovick's got Diggs for 103, and Matt has got Thielen for 97.7. Diggs is looking to pad that number this week with Adam Thielen being out against Washington, which should just be a juicy matchup tonight. Then we got a water bet between Matt and Lovick also for Mitch Trubisky at 53.7 points, and Sam Darnold for 28 points. He actually lost points, Brad.
Negative 6.66.
Ridiculous. And then we've got the bet between Matt and myself for AJ Green and Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones really padded his numbers this week at 87.1. AJ Green is at a big fat 0. Got that goose egg so far for the season, but that's because he's been trying to get healthy. So if he does come back this year, I don't know that he's going to be able to catch up that quickly. Especially if Jones is going to have every other week these big explosions like this. So not sure how it's going to go, but you're looking good for me so far.
And then we have Marlon Mack versus Aaron Jones. Fantasy points weeks 1 through 16. Matt took Marlon Mack. I took Aaron Jones. Right now, Aaron Jones is winning 131 to 81.8.
Yeah. I mean, Jones is going to keep getting his. Mack is having a great year too, but not quite that ridiculous. So I'm feeling like you're going to win this, but there's really no telling. There's a lot of season left to go.
Anything can happen. And then liquor bet. Adam said Sammy Watkins won't play 11 games this season. Matt says he will. Right now, he's only played 5 weeks because guess what? Shocker, Sammy Watkins is hurt.
And he's not playing again this week, so looks like Matt is getting closer and closer to losing that one as well. All right, we did have a bet conclude this last week between Lovick and Matt. Lovick stated that David Singletary would score more than 12 points. Matt said he wouldn't, and that Frank Gore would score more. Both of those things happened, so Lovick did lose. And so next up, we've got our 2-2s for the draft. We went back and took our lead. It is 15-16.
So a personal thank you to Vince for benching Kirk Cousins, and a personal thank you to Dixon for winning. You two are doing the Lord's work. Thank you.
It's even greater because Lovick predicted this, and Matt and Adam were just so sure that Dave was going to win this. It was pretty great. So yeah, it's nice to be on top again. So we are re-recording this podcast because the audio messed up. So we do know that our predictions are the exact same as the Get Some podcast. So it doesn't look like the score is going to change. We should get some more points all around, but the scores are not going to be any different, and we're going to still be leading by 1 point next week. I
was listening to them last night, and they kept going through, and then I was like, they picked every single one we picked. So you know what, guys? This week, great minds think alike. And let's get – so week 7, we went 4-2, Stu. Week 8, we got you versus Mo. Mo has Zeke, Mark Ingram, and Lamar Jackson on bye. You have Mark Andrews on bye. And we said this is the upset of the week. They said it was the upset of the week. Stu, we all think you're going to give Mo his second loss.
Yeah, Sleeper does agree now. It actually says we're exactly 50-50 because I changed kickers. I upgraded my defense to the Vikings. And I was able to change my tight end out as well. So I've got some boomer bust guys. I've got some really good, solid running backs that should help me out. And hopefully Kyler Murray can have a pretty good game against Kyler Murray, and Chase Edmonds can have a good game against the Saints. Hopefully Drew Brees does not play is all I can say. So, yeah, no, I've got a chance. I've got a real shot at it. It will be a very close game. Mo has got to be feeling nervous, but I mean, again, the man is winning. I don't know how nervous he really, really, really is. I think he just really wants to keep his bye week for the playoffs.
Yep. The next matchup we got is CoPro versus Rod. We're going CoPro.
Yep.
I really don't think we got.
No. It's just basically he has a better core team than what Rodney does, even without Patrick Mahomes. He's got a serviceable stream for this week. Rod just should not win this.
We got the better running backs, the better wide receivers. We're going with CoPro.
Yep.
And then Dave versus Lovick. Guess what, Lovick? We think you're going to get your third win. We think your winning streak's going to continue, sir. It's going to be that Aaron Rodgers magic. It's like Hail Marys into the end zone, buddy. You're coming down with it. So,
I mean, Day was already struggling, and then Sanu's traded, so I don't really think he's playing this week. And if he does, he's probably not getting a whole lot just yet. So, Lovick, just really fortuitous trades there. Same thing with Rodney and Emmanuel Sanders. They're both getting traded. Your opponents are just getting a free bye week there, essentially.
I mean, just straight down, I like every player versus Days. I even like, except for Travis Kelce versus Hunter Henry. That's the only edge right now. I'm giving Day. That's crazy. So we think you're gonna win, Lovick. Congratulations. We think you're gonna get win number 3. And then we got a tough one. We got Adam versus Dixon. And we're taking Dixon.
Yep.
We keep saying Adam, you're gonna get some wins, and then we don't pick you. So I kind of feel like a jerk. But the matchups, I mean, you picked up Marlon Mack, but he plays Denver. I mean, Dixon's got Connor against Miami, Aaron Jones against Kansas City. Kansas City can't stop the run. They're bleeding. Stephon Diggs at Washington with no Adam Thielen. And then, just Julio with no Sanu. And Matt Ryan's going to play. He's got the Josh Allen, John Brown combo against Philadelphia, which is the worst secondary in the league. I'm sorry, Adam. Based on matchups, we're going with Dixon.
Yep, and then next up we've got Sam versus Brad. We are going with Brad in this game. I said this is going to be the game of the week, could be close. So Sam and Brad, me and Mo, definitely the 2 games of the week, closest matchups of the week. It's a 50-50 toss-up, but we really think Brad's going to pull this one out. It's going to be a good game. Brad, you both have good teams, but Brad, you pulled it out through the bye with a win. So, I don't see your team being stopped here.
Me and Sam both got some good matchups, and we both got some terrible matchups. I don't think me and Sam either get the 130 this week. I think it'll be a low-scoring victory like it was last week for me.
Yeah. Well, it can't be as low as the Rodney and I's game.
I don't see either one of us getting 130 this week.
Yeah, no, I agree. You have Nick Chubb versus the Patriots, which is just never fun. And then next up we have Vince versus Shep. You and I fought yesterday when we originally recorded about this. Like, we had to go through each and every matchup. At the end we gave it to Vince. You were convinced it was Vince. I said Matt's got a chance. We went through all of your players, even with whatever you guys have picked up. We've got to give it to Vince here, because he just has a better matchups in general this week.
Yeah, he's got the better matchups. He's going to switch out David Johnson. He's going to put in either McCoy or he's going to put in Ty Johnson, which both have juicy matchups. And he's got Kirk Cousins against Washington tonight, Tom Brady against Cleveland. The bottom half of Vince's team is green. It's all great matchups. Allen Robinson with a neutral matchup against the Chargers. I know the other guys. I know Adam's a big fan of Allen Robinson, which people should be, because he just gets it done every week. He doesn't hurt you, and he's not going to give you a 40 burger, but he ain't going to kill you. So, we think Vince has the edge with his running backs situation versus Matt.
The Shep family is just going to hope for a whole lot of handoffs to Dalvin Cook again. They're hoping they revert back to that, because that would hurt Kirk Cousins and Diggs, and that's all they can really hope for.
Yep, that's true. So they're both the Shep brothers going to be watching the game this week. And you know what? Just a shout out. We got Adam's wedding coming up. Hope to see y'all there. I know me and Stephanie are excited to go.
Lauren and I are as well.
Yep, excited. As Matt would say, always support when somebody finds their person. So congratulations, Adam. Looking forward to it. Hope you're having a great week. I enjoyed you hosting the podcast for Get Some last night. I thought you did a terrific job. They should let you host more.
That is a big Texas 10-4 right there.
Yeah, you got a shining personality that just glows. So no, just joking. All three of y'all do an amazing job. But with that said, we want y'all to wear tutus. We think you look pretty in it. So that's all I got this week. What about you, Stu?
That is all for us today, guys. You guys have a wonderful week. Hope your injuries are low, your scores are high, and you guys have a wonderful week. Can't wait to see you guys. Talk to you guys later.
All right. See ya.